Welcome to today's podcast. I'm fortunate to be joined by Alena Masterson, a junior at Franklin Pierce University on the cross country and track and field teams. Alena, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's the start of the school year been for you so far?
It's been really good. Really excited to get back onto campus and, be back with my team and other peers on the campus. So that's really great.
Have you guys been able to do much training right now? I know you're just in the beginning of the school year.
Yeah. So for our campus, they had a really strategic plan on the grouping. So we are not training as usual. We have different training groups that are really small in numbers. So luckily, since we are like runners, we're able to have those smaller numbers and, do all our training in those groups. So we're able to do that, but we're not able to travel and maybe do some of the other stuff that we usually have been doing in past years.
Makes sense. Kind of just, going back from before your time at, Franklin Pierce, trying to get to know you a little. Can you just, I guess, talk about your background a little, where are you from? What was your childhood like getting to this point of coming to Franklin Pierce?
Definitely. So I come from Pelham, New Hampshire. I've lived there basically my whole life. I'm actually adopted from Russia. I have two moms and three brothers and one sister. I'm the youngest. I had been running all throughout high school, and I had never done cross country actually until I came to Franklin Pierce. I actually played soccer in the fall, but the coach here was like, I really want you to do cross country. So, just dove in head first, saw how it went, and, obviously stuck with it, and I've really enjoyed my time so far. Pelham was a great experience. New Hampshire, I stayed local. I actually found Franklin Pierce because my brother went here for a year, and he was actually on the lacrosse team. So just continuing that. So great.
Oh, that's cool. So you came here to run track, and then you decided to run cross country once you got here. Is that?
Actually, that's actually a funny story. I got, my coach we've been contacting throughout the summer, and he was sending me training plans, and I saw that on one of the days it said move-in day, and it was a lot earlier than everyone else's move-in day. And I said, oh, why is this? And he's like, oh, you're doing cross country. I said, oh, okay, I guess I am. So it was literally just getting thrown in there, but
Yeah. Have you come to appreciate cross country in that respect, and now that you're not playing soccer?
Yes, it's definitely a whole new game. It's very, very different. It's very, very different than track. I was mostly an 800 runner, so throwing you out onto, go run 3 miles on grass and up and down hills, it's definitely new, but I've definitely come to appreciate it a lot more than I probably did when I first started.
It makes sense from all the cross country kind of runners I've known before. So, for you, what you mentioned your brother as a key aspect for you at Franklin Pierce. Was there anything else about Franklin Pierce as a school, and maybe the track program that really drew you to want to go there?
Yeah, so I really liked actually the fact that it was a smaller size school. I liked the fact that they really boasted that you're not just a number in the classrooms. A lot of the professors will know you by name. You grow a lot of those relationships. They said, we may not be the biggest university, the biggest school, we may not have this and that, but you really do foster relationships, and those relationships can help you in the long run. They can help you in anything, whether it's academic, sports, social, if you're looking for an internship, what your interests are. So I was really drawn to Franklin Pierce for that aspect.
And I saw that you're a communications major. How has that major been for you? And, what have you been able to do with that, while you've been at school?
Yeah. So just last spring, I interned at McDowell. It's a artist colony in Peterborough. It's actually a really historic place. And I was lucky enough to be able to intern in the communications department. So I got to see a lot of different things that happened there. It was a pretty small department, that one, because it was just in New Hampshire, but they have offices in New York. And I got to see a lot of things with press releases, how they contacted the artist and, kept up with their work and how they wanted to present that and present the company. And then, there's constantly different things going on campus because we have the Fitzwater Center of Communication. So that constantly is partnering with different places like New Hampshire PBS. So we have a lot of different events, and you just have a lot of opportunities to do things here on campus that I wasn't expecting. But I'm really fortunate, and I think everyone here is, because we have those opportunities and we have those relationships.
Nice. And so, you still got some time, but do you have any, general ideas? Sounds like your internship was a great experience. Any ideas what you might want to try to do with the communications degree?
Yeah, so I am a junior, but I am graduating a year early. So I'll be graduating this year.
Okay.
Which is exciting but a little scary. But in my mind, I'd really like to get into the public relations field. I think it's really cool how they work, because it really can be used in any like company or format. It's really flexible in that way, and I think I have a lot more to learn in that, in strategic communication and different areas like that. So I think it's hopefully a really good career that I can follow through and learn a lot more.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And kind of going with, you being elected, one of the co-presidents of the Justice in Action Athletic Alliance kind of this summer. How did you hear about that? Were you a part of the start? And, what's driving you about that? Why are you so passionate about that?
Yeah, so this is an incredible organization. It just started, like you said, over the summer, and I heard about it through our coach, and they're having an interest meeting, and tons and tons of athletes. Every coach told their athletes, like, come to this meeting and see like what it's about and see if you're interested. And it was really, the idea was presented by the women's soccer coach here on campus. And she said, I want this to be a student-driven organization. I have the idea, but it's up to you guys to see it through. I'm just presenting it, and if there's interest and if we can get it started, then that's on you guys. And I think we've really done that. We've already had a couple of events, and they've been pretty successful, and we have so many more planned out. And for me, I was interested right away. I'm really interested in social activism, but I think a lot of younger people like myself think there's nothing that we can do, like we don't have a voice. So I think when I saw the opportunity for this organization, and that, it was student driven and needed to be started, I wanted to be part of that. And I'm really, really thankful and grateful that people had like faith in me to be like one of the co-presidents and one of the people that's going to really start this program off. And one of the things I said and keep saying is I want to make something that lasts after my time here at Franklin Pierce. And I hope and I plan to make that job, because it is such a powerful organization. It's going to be, and it's continuing to grow. So I can't wait to see what more we do with it.
Yeah, I saw you guys had your, an event where you were able to talk to some local law enforcement. With that, it seemed like there really was some good dialogue between both parties in a situation where they're, a very calm, present, situation where everyone can really have good conversation. What was that like, just to kind of see those conversations being had, in a real way?
It was extremely fortunate. I don't think enough people get that opportunity to see those discussions happen that way. And I think that's one of the goals we had going through with the event, is that we wanted to have an open dialogue and an open discussion. That's why we invited so many different local law enforcement officers from different departments, different areas. We had officers from New Jersey. We even had an officer from India. And we have the chief of police that in Ringe, New Hampshire is where Franklin Pierce is located, because we wanted to hear their perspectives, and we wanted to have that discussion and hear both sides. And I think that's a really big part of JAW, is that we strive for equality, inclusion, and diversity. And all of that is an alliance. We are an alliance, and we want to have an alliance not only with teams on our campus or other campuses, but also the community around us.
For you, what would you say is probably your best athletics related moment you've had at Franklin Pierce so far?
I think the best was when I won the NE10 Elite 24. I believe I won that last year, cross country. So the reason that moment was so powerful to me, because I just, all my teammates were really like surrounding me, and my coaches, they're really, really proud of me, because it shows like a student athlete perspective, not just, athlete. Everyone's juggling school and athletics. So to see that like combine and, have that like moment. And in that same meet, we also placed 7th, or can't remember, but it was one of the highest in program history. And I think for like us and that group of girls and how much work we put in, it was really like a really good moment to hold on to. And I know I'm going to remember that. And it was just really good culmination of everyone's hard work. And it just was really special to all of us.
Yeah, well, that's cool. And it was quite the day for running too, with the weather and the wind.
Yeah.
For you, what are some hobbies and interests you have maybe outside of school and running?
So outside of school, I'm part of the Student Government Association. I'm on my class board, and so what we like to do is we like to come up with different events for kids on campus so they can come out. I think our last event we did was a drive-in movie event, because a lot of events can't be held inside due to COVID capacity. So they came in, you can sit out on a blanket and just like enjoy a movie. Besides that, I'm trying to think. Oh gosh, I'm not quite sure. I really like dogs. I have a lot of dogs. I have like 4 dogs. My family used to foster them for quite some time, and then when we got to the point where we kept 5 of them, my mom was like, okay, no, that's enough, like we gotta stop there, like. But we fostered almost 200 dogs, so that was I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I still love dogs to this day.
So that many dogs and that many people all in one house, that sounds like quite a busy household you got to live in.
Yes, it was a very very busy household.
For you, this is just some more off the beaten path questions. Who's your favorite professional athlete, would you say?
Oh gosh, I don't get that question often.
Well, here I'll rephrase. So, who's I guess either your favorite professional athlete or a professional athlete you really look up to, either for what they do on the field of play or off the field of play?
I would definitely say Serena Williams. I think she is just a groundbreaking athlete. I know she doesn't do my sport, but I really follow her activism and just how many stereotypes she breaks. And I think she's just a wonderful role model for women. And I think she's just incredible in what she's accomplished and what she's done with her platform. She doesn't just play her sport, she plays her sport at an extreme professional level and uses that platform to bring across like messages for equality and breaking stereotypes. So I think that's just like incredibly powerful. And I can only say I'm sure I'm not the only one that looks up to her in that way.
Yeah, she's easily one of the best athletes of the 21st century by far. For you, if you have to getting one meal either at Ringe or at home in Pelham, what's the one place you want to go to eat, and what are you going to get to eat?
Honestly, I'm a sucker for like a home cooked meal. I think my mom's like the best cook. Like it's biased opinion, but it's just me, and I love when my mom makes chicken parm. She makes it from scratch, and she makes it gluten-free because most of my family is celiac. Luckily, I'm not, because I love pasta, I love gluten, I love bread. But she makes really, really good gluten-free chicken parm and then pasta. Can't beat it anywhere. Like anywhere, you can't beat it.
That does sound really delicious, actually. What's one thing you either read or watched over the summer that's really stuck with you? Either a book or a movie, show, whatever.
Yeah. So just recently, I watched the documentary Daisy and Audrey. There was actually an event on campus where we had the brother Zoom in, and he talked and had a discussion on the documentary because it was on 2 girls who were raped and sexually assaulted, and ultimately they committed suicide. And it was just a really, really powerful and moving documentary that stuck with me because, it's such a situation that no one can prepare themselves for. And for him to Zoom in and have that discussion, unfortunately, I was at practice at the time, so I wasn't present for that discussion. And I really, really wish I was, but I still watched the documentary, and it just, it's still with me to today. And I watched it like weeks ago, and I still think about it every day because it was just that powerful. And I think everything that's going on in society and everything I'm actually working with as well, because we're actually this upcoming Monday we are having a interactive anonymous social experiment for people to discuss sexual assault and mental health. And I think that documentary really encompassed all that, and it was just really moving and really powerful in the way it portrayed their stories in a very, very real way, because it followed them through it.
Yeah, no, those type of documentaries are very powerful. Where did you find this? Was it on Netflix or was it
Yeah,
on? Okay.
yeah, it's on Netflix.
All right, good to know. And for you, I guess, what are you hoping to get out of this year? Just it's been a crazy last 6 months, but for you, what are you looking forward to kind of trying to do these last, few months of the fall and then going into your final semester?
Yeah, I think definitely for my final semester, I hope there's competition, because I think I speak for everyone. It's not the same, and we all just want to get back out on the field, on the track, whatever it is we do. Um, Other than that, I hope that we can continue growing JAW and having more impactful events. And personally, I hope to, figure out what I want to do for my future. I'm looking into grad schools, and hopefully, I'll have those answers when the time comes. And I'm just really looking forward to, just spending my time with my teammates and my peers. Well, we're lucky enough to be on campus, and we're lucky enough to, still be around each other. So we're extremely grateful for what we have. We're lucky to, have what we have right now. So I think just enjoying that and, being happy that we're all together and making the most of what we have.
Nice. Well, Alena, that's really all the questions and that we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to thank you for joining us, and really good luck with JAW and your continued efforts to really try to bring some great things to the college campus and the Ringe community.
Thank you so much.